Good evening and welcome to the USASBE Awards Ceremony and Party of Excellence. Our Party of Excellence tonight is sponsored by Visa Inc. Tonight we're celebrating and recognizing excellence in entrepreneurship education and research. Recognition of outstanding achievement in education, research, and advancement of the entrepreneurship discipline is a major focus of USASBE's mission to promote improvement of knowledge, practices, research, and understanding of the phenomenon of entrepreneurship. I'd like to invite Sherry Capralis, who is the Senior Business Leader for Small Business Products at Visa, to come and tell us a little more about what Visa is doing for small business owners in the U.S. Sherry, please.
Good evening, and on behalf of Visa, it's my pleasure to welcome you this evening. Visa has been a supporter of the International Council of Small Business for many years, and we're pleased to sponsor this year's USASBE Awards. Visa is a champion and an advocate for small business. We believe small businesses are the backbone of the local economy around the world, and Visa supports the growth and success. Over the last 2 decades, Visa has provided cost-effective payment options designed for virtually every business need. As educators and entrepreneurs, you are doing valuable research that provides many insights and gives us better understanding of the issues that impact today's business. And as teachers and professors, you're planting the seeds and guiding those who are interested in how to turn their dream into a reality. There are so many things that an entrepreneurial and small business needs to do every day to succeed. Just a great idea alone does not make a business, and it doesn't make it profitable. Often, financial management is one of the last things that a business owner wants to think about because it's not their passion, they just don't understand it, or the reality is they just have 100 things to do during the day. In Visa's most recent cash management study, managing cash flow was the top pain point for small business owners. But without financial capital, a business can't begin. And without strong financial management, many businesses can't survive. In fact, we know that 50% of businesses will never make it past 4 years. So at Visa, we appreciate the partnership and the education and the educators that provide and inform and teach and train business owners and leaders. Visa strives to continue educating with many resources for our business owners on our own website, such as our financial management workbook that we've partnered with SCORE, and also working with many minority chamber of commerces throughout the United States, such as the USHCC and the NBCC. Tonight, I'd like to extend a special thank you to Rebecca White, Pat Dixon, and Marty Matari for your partnership and continued support. In the spirit of starting new businesses, Visa we recently went out and interviewed a number of small business owners and created a very short film and various clips of small businesses. So in closing, I'd like to share with you one of these short videos entitled, "What Tips Would You Give Someone in Starting a Business?" So thank you for all that you do, and again, congratulations to all the winners this evening.
Starting a new business the first time is very scary. You're starting something new and you're trying something out and you're not sure it's going to work. That becomes the biggest issue. Kind of getting over the initial fear.
Starting and growing your own business is incredibly rewarding. It's an exciting opportunity The challenges are pretty big too. You know, you're on your own. You have to make a lot of decisions.
It's my belief that it's not money that prevents people that start businesses. It's basically, again, their commitment and their focus on an idea that works.
One of the biggest challenges for most small business owners is they don't understand cash flow.
Get an accountant, get a lawyer, do some tax planning. Some of these things we're just figuring out now after being in business for 3 years.
And I'm very passionate about what I do, and a lot of other small business people are passionate about what they do. But without the skill set of business, it doesn't get done.
Really know and understand your business, okay? Understand your brand, understand your products and services, and understand your clients, your target clients that you want to market to.
And really understand that it's 7 days a week, 24/7.
Do try to learn from people who have come before you. A lot of us who have been there, we go and we make a lot of mistakes and we learn from them. So if you can talk to people and learn from their mistakes, by all means, do that. Just get lots of advice and then go for it.
I would say the best way to start a business is to start one.
Thanks, Sherry, and thanks to Visa for all that you do for small business and for sponsoring our award ceremony tonight. We have a very exciting announcement tonight. Some of you have probably already heard. It's not a closely kept secret, but we're excited tonight to announce that USASBE will soon have a new home. The Board of Directors of USASBE has selected the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater to serve as the new host site for the organization for the next 3 years. I want to introduce some folks to you who are joining us tonight from the University of Whitewater, and then we want to introduce the University of Whitewater to you because some of you may not be that familiar with what is the largest business school in the state of Wisconsin. So joining us tonight is Denise Allen, who is the Director, Office of Research and Sponsored Programs. Denise, where are you? Back here. Denise, please stand up. Thank you, Denise. Bud Gayhart, who is the Director for the Center of Innovation and Business Development. And many of you also know Jeff Van Evenhoven, who has been a USASBE member for several years. He will be joining us in just a few minutes to tell us a little bit more about the University of Wisconsin at Whitewater. Before he joins us on the stage, he can be making his way this way. We have a short video that I think will tell us a bit more about the university and the business school at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. How many of you have been enjoying the internet connections here at the hotel for the last couple of days? You know, I think they have struck again. So I'm going to invite Jeff to come on up. We may not have the video, but he is a great, he's a hurler. His passion is hurling, so he may can show us a few moves from hurling, but he certainly will introduce the university to us. So come on up, Jeff.
Wow. So one of the biggest questions I heard when the announcement was made was, where is that? Well, I would love to show you. I could show on my hand. I could further express my sadness that the internet doesn't work, and the fact that I just learned my beloved Green Bay Packers lost the day. So we're 2 for 2, and looking to see what's next. It is a joy to be here today. Wow, I cannot believe the series of events. You would like me to speak up? I'm getting feedback though if I do. I'll talk louder, how's that? So, it's my privilege to talk and brag a little bit about Whitewater and how the fit and how the series of events occurred. It was the original announcement from USASBE led to a conversation that said, here is an opportunity. Many of us who teach and follow entrepreneurship look at opportunity recognition, opportunity capture, discovery, and say, sometimes there's just an art to it. We recognize it when we see it. I assure you, we recognized it. We seized it with many hours, many people, much work. We finally put together a proposition that led to a good fit. That fit leads us here today. USASBE is one of the oldest and largest organizations focusing on entrepreneurship education, research outreach, is announced its new home in Wisconsin, back home, where we feel it belongs. We're very pleased to be associated with this organization as its goals, principles, commitments of USASBE and the College of Business and Economics are in perfect alignment. In fact, when we look at everything that we do in our college, it's getting to the enhancement of innovation and fostering these ideas into effective business propositions. Pat mentioned we're the largest college of business in the state of Wisconsin. I remind you earlier of all the people that said where. With recognition, it's the largest business school, it's the largest MBA program. With an increasing number of successful alumni and the combination of the students we have at our disposal, we're finding that the resources that we have fit so very well with the vision of USASBE. This shared vision should prove to be beneficial for both organizations for a long time to come about. Pat shared that I had an interest in hurling. It's the national sport of Ireland, and it is a younger man's sport. However, a very good friend of mine shared with me a traditional Irish phrase, and pardon me to Dorothy from Visa, who will correct me, when I say, ish fu egas, ish feder. It is important, and it is possible. What we do, what USASBE does, and what UW-Whitewater does is important. And the combination of the two is possible. We recognize the opportunity, we see it, and we seize it. It is an absolute privilege to be here today representing the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater on behalf of my good friends, Bud, Denise, and many people back home, which may be shedding a tear due to the recent developments of today. It is with great joy that we're here and sharing the announcement. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
One of the best business programs in the region, but the UW-Whitewater Business School has never had a home to match its reputation. Until now.
This is awesome. We are ahead of the curve.
It's kind of hard to believe that something like this is in Whitewater.
It's amazing.
We worked so hard to make this building be everything it could possibly be. We talked about what do you want it to say about you as a college? Who are you as a college?
They defined a philosophy that took form as Timothy J. Highland Hall.
It tells us who we are. Really, it isn't about space, it's about the people.
First and foremost, about students.
When an outsider comes to campus and see the building, they will see see what we believe is the most important is our students.
Our students deserve this.
Yeah, you definitely feel appreciated with all of the new things that they have here in this building.
It's important for us to feel comfortable in this kind of environment.
But it isn't an elite student body. These are primarily first-generation kids from Wisconsin families who generally don't have a lot of wealth.
One of the things that I've heard said about our students is that they work very, very hard, but they need to be a little bit more polished.
The sort of corporate feel of the building creates a stronger sense of professionalism among the students.
They won't feel such a dramatic shock when they go out there.
It has a professional feel to it. Like, I usually just wear jogging pants and stuff, but you walk through this building, it makes you want to dress up more than just a regular day going to class.
I believe it changed the whole experience.
People don't just feel different, they're acting differently.
The faculty members are motivated.
I feel like I have to step up my game a little bit.
With additional resources available, I just feel I can be more creative. We have a couple of new financial databases available.
This is the software the industry uses. So if our student graduates from here, go to industry, become a trader or financial analyst, they will be using this software.
It's pretty high-end equipment. We have a lot of needs. We have 2 IT programs in the college, and so those students need to, we need to make sure they have access to high-tech equipment.
Along with sophisticated computer labs, there are virtual meeting spaces, even recreational uses of technology, like a huge multi-screen monitor and this touchscreen computer in the Deloitte Cafe. As an IT major, David's impressed.
It makes you excited. You want to learn more. Like, I asked a lot of questions. How did you guys get this in here? What gave you like where did the idea come from to add this?
And the technology is available for all students.
All of our programs do a lot with technology, and so it wouldn't be helpful just to have it in our IT lab. Here, it's all students get to do it.
As a non-business major, April appreciates that approach.
Majors aren't exclusive, and it's a very accurate portrayal of how the real world works, all the different majors coming together.
That's part of the plan here. The building is also home to classes outside the business school.
One of the things that we really tried to do with this building was connect us with the rest of the campus.
Highland Hall is in the heart of the campus, and the idea of connection is built in.
You'd have to go out of your way not to be engaged in this building.
If you look around, you'll see the building is designed to bring groups and ideas together under one roof. Business resources and outreach centers that were scattered across campus are now neighbors.
Yeah, make it stand out a little more.
I think so.
Each student association has been given space for their own offices.
This is our first time having an office in probably 2.5 years. It makes us feel like we're important. It's just one big network of us helping one another, which is the way it should be.
People want to be here, and it's been amazing. I mean, I want to be in the office now, and that makes a big difference.
Praveen Parbotia loves the openness in Highland Hall.
When I saw this view, I was just saying, wow.
As a professor of business ethics, he appreciates the significance of building in the idea of transparency.
It matters because transparency ultimately means to kind of show what you are doing and to be frank about what you are about. We want to develop students of high integrity, and I think that's kind of a nice symbolism.
The entire structure is really a symbol of what this program stands for.
When I walk across the campus and I look at the building and I see the lightness in people's steps and the smiles on their faces, I'm struck by how much it's been worth it.
A building like this is like a tool where the best people can do even greater things because of what they have available.
Your environment sometimes makes the person.
Definitely motivates you to go into the corporate world and to do your best.
Our students deserve this, and our faculty deserve it. I think it gives them a real sense of pride. It gives them a sense of prestige.
We are the future, and if you want us to do our best, we should be treated with the best. We appreciate this building.
It's been a long time coming, and now that it's here,
we're getting ready to springboard
Of course, it's just starting, right? I mean, it's just beginning.
It stands here as a symbol of what we are when we're at our best, and it helps us to be our best.
So we're excited about joining the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater and Highland Hall. The USASBE offices will be across the hall from the dean's office, is how centrally located we'll be when we get there a little later this year. So again, thank you, Jeff, thank you, Bud, thank you, Denise, for being with us tonight, and we're excited about this new home for USASBE. Joining us in just a few minutes, we will start the awards, I promise you. Hang on. We're starting in just a few minutes. But before that, I understand we are going to be joined by the Family Circus Sardine for a few minutes. So we'll see what happens, and then we'll start our awards. Up next, and I'm sure he will be equally entertaining, is Don Winkle from the Illinois State University, who has an exciting announcement to make about a new program USASBE is starting. So, Don.
Thank you. Just real quick, I have been here about 3 years, and I've always thought that one of the things that I wanted to see at USASBE was a little bit more of showcasing the students who are actually doing what we all spend our time talking about. And so a few months back, a few months back, I threw some ideas Rebecca White's way, and she was gracious enough to take those ideas and help me talk to the board, who were all very, very agreeable to pursuing this kind of an initiative and providing a platform at USASBE to highlight some of what students at our universities and institutions are doing that we teach about. And so in the coming months, a team that Rebecca and I helped me put together of Jeff Van Evenhoven that you saw up here, Eric Ligori from Fresno State, Alex Bruton at Mount Royal, and Mike Elisa of Quipu, are working to put together an initiative to allow this to happen next year at USASBE, working in conjunction with the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization, Self-Employment of the Arts, and a few other organizations that all share a similar interest in promoting students engaging in entrepreneurship. So it's going to be a very exciting initiative. It's going to be something that will give this stage and this spotlight to some of our students and allow us to enjoy some of that activity that they engage in, that we try and go back to our universities and promote on a daily basis. So I appreciate Rebecca's help in making this happen and the USASBE board's support of doing this. And so keep your eyes and ears and computers out for notice of good things to come. So thank you.
For entrepreneurship and small business researchers and educators, tonight is the one time a year that we get to recognize excellence in research and education. This recognition is important because it is recognition by peers, people who understand and appreciate what we do as researchers and educators. Outside this group, as entrepreneurship researchers in particular, we often get no respect. Whenever my wife, Sandy, is having difficulty sleeping, she asks me if I will read one of my papers to her. The really sad thing is that I do it. When else can I get an audience? She's here tonight, and Sandy, we're going to be talking about research. You can go ahead and start your nap now. Tonight, we really are excited to celebrate excellence in entrepreneurship and small business research. Our first award tonight, and Michael, where are you? You're here, okay, he's going to join me. Our first award tonight, the Journal of Developmental Entrepreneurship John Jack Award, which is awarded for the best women and minority entrepreneurship paper. And our winning paper tonight is Researching Black Entrepreneurship, Exploring the Challenge of Response Bias. The authors, Michael Ogbolu from Howard University and Rob Singh from Morgan State University. So Michael and Rob, if you're here, if you'll join us and receive your award. Okay, they're going to exit this way and get the picture taken. Yeah, thank you. Our second award is the Journal of Small Business Management Editor's Choice Award for the best overall paper. The winner, Entrepreneurial Orientation in Public Schools. Author Stephen Phelan, Rowan University, Ann Johnson from Rowan University, and Sortson Simro, I think, from the University of Cologne. Our next award is the International Journal of Entrepreneurship and Innovation Best Doctoral Paper Award. And the winning paper is Hybrid Entrepreneurship Model in Transitional Economy. The author, I think it is Yunu Tang from the University of Pittsburgh. Our next award is the Rowan University and Emerald Group Publishing Best Paper Social Entrepreneurship Award. And the winner is Measures of Performance in the Context of International Social Ventures. Aaron Chmilik from the Frontier Market Scout Fellows and Martina Musting from San Diego State University are our winners. Our next award is the Journal of Entrepreneurship and Ethics Best Paper in Entrepreneurship and Ethics Award. And the winner is Social Enterprise for Poverty Alleviation in an Era of Sector Convergence. Mark Peterson from the University of Wyoming is the author of this paper. Our next award is the University of Wyoming and the Northeastern University Center for Family Business Best Paper in Family Business Award. The winning paper is An Estimate of Socio-Emotional Wealth in the Family Business. Authors Jonathan Dressler from Cornell University and Lauren Tower from Cornell University. Our next award is the Journal of Entrepreneurship and Public Policy and the University of Central Arkansas College of Business Best Paper in Public Policy. The winning paper is Conceptualization and Practice of Cluster Evolution in Developing Economies, Underlying Logics that Transform Survival or Subsistent Entrepreneurship Cluster. Okay. Our author is Zhehong He and Riyang Chi. I don't think that was either of them, but thank you for accepting that award. Our next award is the USASBE Best Empirical Paper Award. And the winner of this award, the winning paper is The Influence of Business Model Innovation on the link between entrepreneurial opportunity recognition and performance of SMEs in China. And our authors are He Gu from the Renmin University of China, Zhitong Tang from St. Louis University, and Burton Cowden from St. Louis University. Our next award is the Journal of Business and Entrepreneurship Best Practitioner Paper Award. And the winning paper is Family-Friendly Work Practices in Family Firms, a Multi-Level Study. The author, Ezra Mamili from the University of North Carolina, Greensboro, Pankaj Patel from Ball State University, Daniel Holt from Mississippi State University, and Anying Fang from the Mississippi State University. Our next award is the Entrepreneurial Practice Review Academic Paper Most Relevant to Entrepreneurs Award. And the winning paper is Planning to Grow, Exploring the Effect of Business Planning on the Growth of Small and Medium Enterprises, or SMEs. The author, Oleski Osavesky from the University of Calgary, Leslie Hayes, the University of Athabasca, and Cameron Medill from Senatop. One, please. Our next award is the USASBE Best Teaching Case Award, and it's sponsored by the International Small Business Journal. And the winning case is Expanding an Entrepreneurial Enterprise, Fracture LLC. The author, Yongsik Zhang from the University of Florida. Our next award is the 2012 Outstanding Workshop Award. And the winner, Reforming Immigration Law to Allow More Foreign Student Entrepreneurs to launch job-creating ventures in the U.S. And our presenters are Malik Simmons from the University of Missouri, Kansas City, John Norton, the University of Missouri, Kansas City, Anthony Lupino from the University of Missouri, Kansas City, and Julian Lange from Babson College. Thank you. Our next award is the 2012 3E Learning, Innovation, Entrepreneurship, Education Competition Award. And we have three winners, and Michael Battaglia is going to present this award. I'll be stepping in. Okay, I'll be stepping in for Mike. Great, thanks. Our third place winner is Steve Stewart from Florida Atlantic University. Okay. Thank you. I assume that's Thank you. Our second place winner is Ray Smiler from Texas Christian University.
Thanks, Pat. That'd be fine.
And our first place winner is David Tomzik from Quinnipiac University. We have several more very exciting awards to come. The Women Entrepreneur of the Year Award and our winners from our national model programs will be coming up soon. But before we start those, we're going to take one more very short break. The Family Circus Sardinia will be back, and then we will finish up with our very important education awards. Our next award is the Woman Entrepreneur of the Year Award, sponsored by the Jim Moran Institute for Global Entrepreneurship at Florida State University. Matt Jarvis from FSU will join us for this award.
Good evening. The USASBE Woman Entrepreneur or Minority Entrepreneur of the Year Award is presented each January during the annual conference. This award is sponsored by the Jim Moran Institute at Florida State University. The award recognizes an individual woman whose actions and achievements within an entrepreneurial environment exemplifies true entrepreneurship and serves as a model to others. The 2013 USASBE Woman Entrepreneur of the Year is Jamie Ellison, founder of Santa Cruz Core Fitness and Rehab. Jamie began Santa Cruz Core Fitness and Rehab in 2009. Her business received the title of Best New Business in 2010 and 2011, and received the title of Best Women's Gym in 2012. Ms. Ellison was nominated by Jack Zaworski of Santa Cruz Core, and she was featured today on the Santa Cruz Sentinel front page. Please help me welcome the 2013 USASBE Woman Entrepreneur of the Year, Jamie Ellison.
Thank you so much. I'm so stoked. I'm from California, just an hour and a half south from here. And when I got this award, I was so overwhelmed I started to cry. So I just really appreciate the honor and the privilege to be here and to be able to say a few words about my experience as an entrepreneur and my business, Santa Cruz Core. So I started this business about 3.5 years ago, almost exactly. We had an anniversary party in June of 2012, celebrating our 3 years in business. And it's counselors like from SCORE, Jack, who's here tonight, that I can really appreciate and thank for the incredible help, guidance, advice, and as the video said earlier about finances that Visa put together, it is true that we don't really like to look at those things because I'm really driven by my passion for my business, not necessarily the numbers. So to really have to learn about that and have patience, and I think other people have patience with me, it's been quite a challenge. I also want to appreciate the association for giving me this award, my sister who works with me, who's put up with my personal growth that has been a direct correspondence with the business growth, and my significant other who also works with me. That's never easy. My father also stepped in 6 months into the business, being our bookkeeper, so I have a trustworthy core group of people who've really helped to have the business grow, and it's really been amazing. So I started this business because I was injured. So I went to college at UC Santa Cruz, and I was riding my bike down the main road, and if you have ever been to Santa Cruz, it's a small knit community, and on top of the hill is a university. And I was riding my bike, I had my helmet on, and I got hit by a car. So 4 surgeries later, and a degree in biochemistry, and taking, I was a super senior. I took 6 years in college, 5.5 years in college, almost 6. I realized that my body was super important, and it really took a team of people to help me to get healthy. Physical therapists, acupuncturists, personal trainers, nutritionists, and I drove up to San Francisco for my doctor's appointments. I drove down south to Monterey. I drove all over our local county. And it was a lot of work just to get healthy. So I decided, I had this idea, oh, well, it would be great if we had something like that, but all in one place. So I decided to start a business. So I took my lemons of being injured and disabled for 12 months and put it into an idea that really flourished. So if you told me that I'd be standing here receiving this award when I started 3 years ago, I wouldn't believe it. I was afraid, as a lot of business owners and a lot of people who don't necessarily ever start a business, I think what stops them is fear. And it's the support of the community, the local community, my family, that has really allowed me to persevere, and my intense passion for what I do. I never thought of myself as a business owner or even a woman in business. I just thought of myself as a personal trainer. And on day one of opening up our facility, I had 20 people standing around looking at me with hope, saying, all right, we're going to take this step with you. And I was scared. But what drove me again was that passion for and the love for what I do and the desire to really make a difference in my community. So as so many people have helped and supported me as an individual and me in my small business, I strive to do that for others. As a small business in a community, there's a lot of support. We have organizations like the Chambers of Commerce, SCORE, the Small Business Development Center. Think Local First is one that's been around a few years now in Santa Cruz. And they've been so supportive. So we give back. We give back in dollars, we give back in services, and that's what keeps me going. What keeps me going is the people who say, wow, you changed my life. And those donations that we make and the smiles that we see on people's faces have really inspired me, and it makes my day. So those long hours, as you all know, in writing those papers and talking to all these entrepreneurs and probably being entrepreneurs yourself, you know that it isn't easy, and it's a ton of work, and it's really worth it. When I was in school, people would say, oh, I'm gonna be such and such because I want to make money, or I want to be a doctor, or I want to be an economist, or whatever it was. I always thought, well, I don't know what I want to be, but when I find it, I know that I'm gonna love it, and the money's just gonna be there. And I think that that's the drive and the intention with what I do and what we do as a team at our facility is just it's so powerful, and it makes us really have the success that we've been able to have. So, our mission is to help as many people as possible reach their optimal health, and I get to thank the people like you in this association and my business coaches to be able to say that you've helped me reach my optimal business health, and I really want to appreciate you, and thank you so much.
And now finally we arrive at our Excellence in Entrepreneurship Education Awards. I want to start by thanking Brad Hancock and all of his judges. This is an enormous amount of work that these folks do, both for the judges and also for the schools. It is, if you've never put in a submission for one of these awards, I can tell you it's a significant amount of work on the program's part to tell their story. And so I want to thank both the judges and all of our schools that were nominees this year. One of the things, and for all of our nominees, the judges wanted me to let you know that it was an extremely difficult decision this year. In a number of categories, we had multiple entrants. You have to first be invited from those that are submitted, and we had multiple entrants, and they said that it was extremely close between a number of these and a number of the awards. So let me begin. We're going to begin with the National Model Undergraduate Entrepreneurship Program. I'll give you our 3 finalists and our winning school. The National Model Undergraduate Entrepreneurship Program finalists: Ball State University, Baylor University, and the University of Missouri, Kansas City. And our winning school by a very close margin, Ball State University. winner, Millikan University. Our next award is the Outstanding Emerging Entrepreneurship Program. There were 3 finalists this year: the University of Maryland, the University of Rochester, and the University of South Florida, St. Petersburg. And our winning program was the University of South Florida, St. Petersburg. Our next award is the Outstanding Entrepreneurship Program Abroad. We had 2 finalists, Queen's University, Belfast, and the University of Otago in New Zealand. And our winning school was the University of Otago. We're almost there. We have one more award, and then we have a very exciting announcement, and then the bar awaits. Our next award is the USASBE Special Recognition in Entrepreneurship Education Innovation Award. We had 3 finalists this year: Hiram College, the Center for Integrated Entrepreneurship; Rutgers University, the Center for Urban Entrepreneurship and Economic Development; and the University of St. Thomas, the Schultz School of Entrepreneurship. And our winning program was the University of St. Thomas. It was my next note. One reminder for those of you who won paper awards tonight: if you had authors who were not with you tonight, we have awards for them, so we would love for you to come by and pick those up for your co-authors before you leave tonight. If Ray Smiler would join me here on the stage. Here comes Ray. We are really excited to announce our 2014 USASBE Conference, and Ray's going to tell us more about that.
Thank you, Pat. The Neely School of Business at Texas Christian University, my school, and our dean, Homer Erickson, are genuinely delighted, proud, and honored to announce that we will host the January 2014 USASBE Annual Conference in Fort Worth next year. Just as importantly, we invite each and every one of you to make Fort Worth your town for a few days next January. The theme for the conference next year reflects our community, and the theme is Cowboys, Culture, and Creativity, and I can promise you memorable and surprising experiences in all 3 of those areas. First, we want you to sense the cowboy spirit of Fort Worth. By making Fort Worth your town, you will see where the West really began and where that legacy of the West continues today. You'll explore the stockyards, where the great cattle drives of yesterday started before moving north. You'll dance at Billy Bob's, the largest honky-tonk in the world, where you can kick your heels up on one end and see live bull riding on the other. You can't see that anywhere else. And you'll feel the spirit of Will Rogers' hometown in the music and the history of Fort Worth. Then we want you to know something about the culture of Fort Worth. And by making Fort Worth your town, you will enjoy the museum district and its truly dazzling exhibits. You will see among many treasures Michelangelo's very first painting, The Agony of St. Anthony, and view one of only 2 Caravaggios in the United States, the Card Sharks, at the spectacular Kimball Museum of Art. You'll experience the amazing architecture of Tadeo Ando at the wonderful Fort Worth Museum of Contemporary and Modern Art. And you'll enjoy the restaurants and the bistros of the entertainment district in the marvelous Sundance Square. It's going to be a good time. But most importantly and ultimately, we want you to experience the creativity of North Texas. By making Fort Worth your town for a few days next January, you'll experience a truly interesting, fascinating, and learnable entrepreneurial economic system in North Texas. You'll learn about things at our school. For example, our Values and Ventures Business Plan Competition, where undergraduate students build great companies and they create profit through purpose and generate money through meaning. And in fact, if you want to participate in that, see Ann McDonald, who can help you understand that. But more importantly, and in addition to that, we're going to introduce you to an amazing entrepreneurial infrastructure in North Texas of entrepreneurs, incubators, accelerators, venture capitalists, angels, and outstanding entrepreneurship program at great universities in our community, including the University of North Texas, Southern Methodist University, the University of Texas at Dallas, and Baylor University. All of us are going to make sure you see what Texas hospitality is really like. So you're going to find out about Cowboys culture and creativity in North Texas. And something really important about this. This is the first year that USASBE will partner with a university to promote and advance entrepreneurship. And in fact, this is a new initiative for USASBE and something I want to alert all of you to. We're looking for the next university that will step forward, the next school, the next entrepreneurship program that will host the USASBE conference in January of 2015. This is a great opportunity to feature your program, to highlight your community, to inspire people around you, and to work with this great organization, just like my school decided to do in January of 2014. So, to give you a little better view of what you're going to experience, we have a video. And the video will give you a sense of the talent, the opportunity, and the entrepreneurial spirit of North Texas.
They sing songs about Chicago all the time, San Francisco and New York, and they're all fine. But there's a song that's written on this heart of mine about a town, the best around. Let me tell you, Fort Worth, no words could tell its worth. Fort Worth, Texas, best town on earth. It's uptown and it's downtown and it's cowtown too. And there's nowhere like people there say howdy do. Glad to see you, Fort Worth. Texas is western swing. It's Van Cliburn and fiddle strings. It's everything I want and when I want to settle down. Fort Worth, Texas, that's my town. Fort Worth, Texas, that's my town. Texas is riding broncs, warm hearts, cold beer, and honky-tonks. It's cowboy tales, the Chisholm Trail, and memories. Bob Wills music and Bill Mack and symphonies. Let me tell you, Fort Worth, Texas is barbecue. Amon, Carter, and TCU. It's great and let me state there ain't no other place around like Fort Worth, Texas. That's my town, Fort Worth, Texas. That's my town, Fort Worth, Texas. That's my town.
We'll be dancing in Fort Worth. I want to introduce now the program chair for the conference next year, Kay Keels, who will tell you a little bit about the program activities, and we'll see you in Fort Worth.
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, dear friends, how in the world could you turn down a horned frog? It's going to be a great conference. It's going to be our conference. We're all going to do this together. So don't sit back and wait for it to happen. Please be a part of this great experience. I'll see all of you next January in Fort Worth. Come on down.
And that concludes our evening. Thank you very much for coming.